I don't know. Let's just get weird with it. Greetings and welcome back to another episode of the Vodkast. I'm your host, as always, Geycen Oliveira. With us today is the Bluebell Banana Fudge ice cream. Banana Fudge described in such a way and displayed in such a way that it leads me to believe that it is most likely very similar to the Fudge Pops, the Banana Fudge Pops. I think you know what they are. They have the red, white, and blue ones, and then they get the chocolate and banana ones. Rocket Pops, but they're not called Rocket Pops because they're banana and chocolate, which is one of the greatest combination of flavors ever. Honestly, chocolate and anything and peanut butter and anything, not anything, obviously, but the obvious. Like, I think they both enhance whatever you're eating. Like in such a way that it's positive, I think. Like with an Oreo, I like an Oreo, but everybody knows an Oreo. Oreos are Oreos, you know? It's just like, do you go to the store? When's the last time you just got straight up Oreos? It's been a long time for me, unless it was for a review and demo, which sometimes requires me to get my hands on some basic run-of-the-mill Oreos. Anywho, today, that's not where we are today. But before we get started today, I just want to say, whether you believe in prayer or good juju or magic itself, I ask you to just send our family some of that this way. There is a family member who's very private and wouldn't want to be discussed on here, so I'm not going to mention who it is or anything. So, but they are in need of a little good vibes. So if you got some code you want to send his way, some positive code, that would be great. So, yeah. I'm just saying, it's been a bit of a rough last, 12 hours or so. My dog I had to bring him today to go to the veterinarian. There you go. Oh, that's sexy, huh? Looks like there's something in between the two. Or maybe it's just where they kind of melted together and then, I imagine this would have been a finer, cleaner line the moment it left the factory, frozen until now where it's kind of melted and unmelted. That's my problem with shipping and ice cream like that. Like, if it doesn't get there right away and it's in a refrigerated container, sometimes you pop it open, there's a icy layer on top, like it's already freezer burned. I don't know. Either way, this doesn't look that way. This looks fine. It's starting to get a little melty around the edges, and that's how I like it. So, actually, no, I think there's enough here that we could take a bite. And, not that we couldn't take a bite if it was still in its full solid form, but I just definitely want to get a good mix. I think there's a little bit more chocolate than I'd like there, but, you can see. I'll give it a whirl, let you know what I think. Give me just a minute here, all right?
I feel like there's something stronger. After outside lingers longer.
Wow. Bluebell nailed it. Like, that just brings me back to my childhood right there, like chasing after the ice cream man. If they had this is 9 out of 10 times what I was getting. Unless I was really hot and needed like a drink that day. But I didn't drink water as a kid. I probably would have gotten like more of a popsicle type deal. My Lord, that is really good. You know what, though? If Ben & Jerry's had done this, I'm just saying, Bluebell, if Ben & Jerry's had done this, there also would have been hunks of chocolate-covered banana in it, and probably some kind of a banana swirl would be awesome on top of like the chocolate and banana ice cream. That's what I miss about Ben & Jerry's. There's a few flavors that had banana in the past that I remember getting to try like one. I guess Chunky Monkey can still get, and that's, I think that's banana flavored ice cream, but it's got nuts in it. I just don't like nuts in my ice cream. I don't hate them. Like, I'll deal with them if I have to deal with them, but most of the time I don't want them there. Like, even chocolate chips, unless they're like not your shitty chocolate chips. Like, Breyers makes an okay one that actually does melt a little bit. And I appreciate them for that. However, I want something else. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Not a bittersweet chocolate. I would rather have it be closer to a milk chocolate, maybe even a semi-sweet. But it always is so bitter, like when, especially in like their mint chocolate chip ice cream, which is probably the best not white chocolate chip. It's one of the only white chocolate chip. What am I thinking about here? It's mint. What is the name of the white? It's not peppermint. They have a green mint chocolate chip ice cream. The chips in that, like, I don't know. I want them sweeter. or less bitter, I guess. It doesn't have to be sweeter necessarily. I know there's probably a bunch of sugar already in the ice cream, and it's kind of meant to offset it, but I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me sometimes. It's not terrible. Like I said, it's still my favorite mint chocolate chip ice cream. I don't know if when you add the green to a mint chocolate chip ice cream, yeah, we're going to get real crazy with this, which is going to get long. And let me give you the score for this for those of you who don't want to stick around and hear my rambling. I got to take another bite before I can score it. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm terrible. I'm going to go in around oh, yeah, it's getting nice and melty. Oh, yeah, make it melty. Oh, hang on. Hold on. Okay, that was not the phone ringing. I thought it was the phone ringing. And due to the fact that we have a family member in the hospital right now, I need to be attentive to that. So one more bite. I'm going to put this away because I have been eating way too much sugar lately. I know I say it all the time, don't eat sugar. When it starts to get its hooks into you, you don't really recognize it until it's almost too late. And, you're in the belly of a horrible sugar beast. In this case, it's just, I got to stop. So after this, I am done, and that will be the amount of ice cream I acceptably will eat to do a review and demo, a proper review and demo, if you will. Here we go. I really love the texture of the banana ice cream. It's phenomenal. Like, it's not like cheap ice cream. It's like thunky ice cream. I don't know how to explain it any other way, and I don't know how to put the thoughts in my head into words right now to make you understand what I mean. Think about fudge or something thick your teeth sink into. It's like almost like a gummy, almost in a way, but not quite. More of like a bakery product gummy. Imagine like a gummy cake. There you go. The thunkiness of it. I used to call my uncle Unky. I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm going to go put this in the freezer because I don't want it to go bad or go to waste. And I will be right back after these messages. There's not going to be any messages. It'll just be a cut. The minute I leave the room and you don't see movement, watch right near that guitar over there when I leave and come back. That's the way you'll see if I screwed up. There'll be a little bit of a jump there. Or you can watch the chair because I'm going to try to steady it before I leave the room and put this in the freezer. Make sure it's not in motion so that when I come back, I might even be able to get myself in the chair before we cut back. We'll see. Here it is. Well, here I go. Wish me luck. Well, there we go. I don't know where that cut happened or how it looked, but in my mind, it was awesome. In my mind, I was just Steven Spielberg, just framing it out. I'm like, okay, so you walk back into the room. You got to get as close to the chair as possible without moving the chair. But the minute you move the chair, you got to cut back in because then you know what I'm trying to say there. Anywho, yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5. That second bite was just as good. I think the mix of the two flavors is critical. I don't think this banana could stand on its own. It's got like a weird, not a bad aftertaste, but something that lingers for a while that's not banana, and it's like, if that wasn't there, it would be a 10 because it's delicious. It's like two of my favorite flavors combined. If they had thrown marshmallow or peanut butter or both of those in there, good God, that would be a dream come true. Maybe they make another flavor and I can mix them together. Kind of like Ben & Jerry's did. Remember when Ben & Jerry's did the Neapolitan Dynamite? Yeah, that was a great ice cream. If you've never had that, well, I'm sorry. I don't think you can get it anywhere anymore. Maybe at one of their shops somewhere. But I guess you can. All you got to do is buy chocolate fudge brownie and cherry Garcia and then just blend them together, and then you've got Neapolitan Dynamite, which is great, but I liked when someone did it for me. It was easier. I don't like all the work involved. There's a lot of work involved. Yeah, you see these new trends? Hey, take a look at this picture or video. I don't know what I have there for you. Anywho, they cut these and then they do things with them. In this case, I think it's a great way to kind of portion it out, especially if there's 4 portions or 3 portions or 2 portions in one of these containers, just so you know. It's a little bit more dynamic that way. Not dynamic, but more accessible. Not accessible, but more obvious, I guess, so that you know, oh, that's how much a portion is. I got to slow down. Speaking of slowing down, last week I got, I was going to add it in with my Nutty Buddy review and demo, the new Nutty Buddy cream pies. They're, which are, I think, fantastic. Jess did not like them. She gave them a 4. Also, if you want to check out her channel, or if you want to check out the episode that she did for the birthday thing here, she set up a live stream. That was a fun video there. But if you want to check out her channel, it'll be in the cards. I'm just going to give it a few seconds here because I don't know how those things actually look as they're popping up. Like, is it like pop-up videos? If I do like, this video is da-da-da-da-da-da, will it go beep? That'd be kind of fun. Huh? That's an option for YouTube. YouTube, if you're listening, you should add a pop-up video option. Although it could get pretty annoying like it did back in the late 80s, early 90s when you were watching it. And, well, it was usually a specific 30-minute bracket that this would happen in. I don't think it was like all day, every video. MTV may not have been as popular as it was. Nowadays, it's just, I guess it's just like you just comments. I guess that's it. I don't know. I guess that's how that works. That's just how that works. Jeez. Now I'm stumbling over my own words. I'm trying to fill the time, too, before I have to make a peanut butter and bologna sandwich. Oh, you want more details on it? I didn't know if you're interested or not. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, because my wife is at the hospital right now with our family member, and I'll be going over there at some point, and she requested a peanut butter and jelly no, not a peanut butter jelly, a bologna and cheese sandwich. We got the good cheese and the deli bologna. Oh, yeah, we splurged. We rich. And so we're making some rich bologna sandwiches. Actually, I had bologna for the first time in probably 25 years the other day. No, it was probably about 3 months ago. And I was unimpressed. I don't know why as a kid that's all I would eat. When I was a kid growing up in school, probably from, I don't know, whenever I went to school, kindergarten, what's the one before? No, preschool, I guess it is. In my world, it was called something else, though. Noah's Ark Nursery. And it was at a church, Winthrop Street Baptist Church. What was I talking about? And from the moment I had to take food with me to school, up until probably maybe my I'm going to say my junior year of high school, I pretty much brought a bologna and cheese sandwich. Now, at some point along the way, probably around 16, I discovered peanut butter and jelly. I was the very first person ever to discover peanut butter and jelly in 1992, if I'm not mistaken. We didn't have a lot of food at the time, and like I had a lot of friends over, and my mom's like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do here? And we had shitloads of peanut butter because another family member used to go to the food closet, and if they needed food, like they would give you a bag of food or whatever. It's got peanut butter and it's got this, that, and the other. But after so many bags, like of so many weeks or months of needing food, sadly, that, anybody in this country, the richest country in the world, in the history of the world, and we have people working, 40 hours a week who can't afford all the groceries. So it's great that they have these organizations for people, but we shouldn't need them. So that's all I got to say about that. I don't want to get too deep into that. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole today. Maybe another day. But for today, I'm going to let you guys go because I have nibbled your ears off, or I've spoken too much into your ears is the point I'm trying to make. I've said too many words. The words I could have said in few, I've said in many today. So if you're loving the content I'm creating as much as I love creating the content that you guys are watching, would you please consider subscribing to the channel? That's on one side or the other. It's the Vodkast logo. If you click on that, it'll ask you to subscribe, or you can at least check and see if you are. And if not, then now if you like what you just watched, you can just click it. Anywho, it would be a huge help for me. I'm on the road to 1,000, and I'd love to see us get there by the end of the year, but that's not in my hands. That's in the universe now, in the material that I create and throw out there. I just throw it out there. Here it is. Where is it? It's in my brain. It's out there. It's in my heart. It's out there. So don't forget to make somebody smile today and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier and a little bit weirder. together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and in the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love. But never let your inner child die. Ooh-wee. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another, and take care of those around you who cannot take care of themselves, for they are the ones that need it the most. And if no one has told you today that they love you, the Vodkast loves you very much, just the way you are. All right, guys, do no harm. I'm Geycen Oliveira. This is the Vodkast, and I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road. Take care, my friends, and happy adventuring.
Don't go to sleep with a catch it in your pocket.